Hey TechNitwit family, we got another wonderful, awesome video that we are going to be dropping on you. This is going to be an unboxing of the ROG Strix Scar G732LXS. This thing is a beast. This is probably about 20 pounds. I can't wait to get into this box and show you guys some cool stuff. I'm going to pop this Badmamjama open and show you guys some cool stuff that's inside. Alright guys, so let's bust into this Badmamjama. This thing is sexy. Even the case is kind of cool. I already have it cut. But look at how this case pops open, man. It's just like begging to be cool. It's got the logoing, everything. They even plastic wrap it so it doesn't get scratched from you know what. So the first thing that we're going to pull out of the bag is going to be our laptop. We'll set that off to the side and show you guys some stuff in the box here. So your first thing that you're going to pop open on your left is your power supply. You are going to need that if you want to power your wonderful ASUS laptop. That is a 280 watt brick. We have some other cool stuff in here, our manual, our ROG Strix chroma key thing that turns our keyboard red and makes it make all sorts of funny, goofy sounds. And I will get into that box a little bit later. We have our power cord that sits into our other power, and that's pretty much what's in the box. Unless you ordered anything else like a mouse or a monitor, that's everything that comes into the box. If you look, this flappy does come up, but there's nothing underneath there. I don't want that to fall forward. So we can put this overly engineered box off to the side. I would save it in case you need warranty or you have some problems. Do not throw this out for the first year. I will get into that a little bit later. Why? The ASUS has done some stuff with this laptop that is not mainstream. They use something called thermal grease. And when they applied thermal grease, they used a liquid metal from Thermal Grizzly. Usually you only use this stuff if you're an overclocker or an enthusiast that you're always messing around with your CPUs, heatsink, and stuff like that. I don't know, some people say it fares okay. Some people says it gets better as you apply more. The thing is not everybody is going to want to flip this thing over and pop it open every 2 to 3 months to check on their heatsinks and disassemble their laptop. Of course, you also have the chance of breaking your laptop if you do that. So I'm going to get right into this TechNitwit fam, and we are going to pop this Badmamjama out of the case. Feels pretty hefty. The top definitely feels like it's metal, but this is definitely plastic. There's RGB lighting around the whole recess to the case, and it also comes with a wonderful RGB lit keyboard. You don't need that. And as you can see, I already have everything set up on here because I'm TechNitwit and I jumped into the future and got everything configured. But that's what I'm talking about, that RGB chroma key. That goes right here. On this side, there's nothing else but cooling ports. It is Wi-Fi 6 certified and compatible. I will get into that a little bit later. On this side, we have two USB 3.2 Gen 1s, an audio port. That is a headphones jack. And on the rear, starting from the left, we have another Gen 1 3.2 USB, a Gen C 3.2 Gen 2, an HDMI port for an exterior monitor, an Ethernet port for 10100 gaming if you want to do that, and where you plug your 280 watt power brick into. Of course, there are two exhaust ports and some more on the top for heating and cooling. There's a bunch of lights up here so you can see the status of your laptop when you have the case closed. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm going to go over some of the wonderful stats and all the cool stuff you get inside with this. I just want to unwrap some of this packaging. Put this off the side, crumple it up, get it out of here, get our power wire undone, and let's get our Badmamjama plugged in. I don't know how much I charged it before I reboxed it before I did an unboxing for you guys. I'm just kidding. So of course this is a normal power supply cable, so any old power supply cable will fit in this. So if you do lose it, it is very, very, very universal. Of course, you come around the rear here, and it is a left angle or right angle plug. So it kind of does stay out of the way. Plug her on in, and then there you go. It does come with a nice Velcro wrap so you can keep your cable nice and stowed when when you're on the move. They even have their ASUS logoing on the power brick, which I think is pretty neat. Did a good job here, ASUS. That is cool. This also is really neat. This lights up on top. And once I get the chroma key out, we will explore some more of the cool lighting stuff that they have on here. So, in our box of fun, we get our chroma key. Of course, that's not open. A bunch of stuff that says, hey, oh crap, the cops are here. Bunch of user manual stuff you can keep in the box. Republic of Gamers, you are covered. They give you a 1-year accidental damage coverage that you can use with your laptop. Once you sign into Windows, it'll automatically have you do that stuff. And then, I'm not going to show you the rear of this, but on the rear of this, this will have your serial number. If you ever call ASUS, I'll show you what the back looks like. Kind of looks like that. Has all your information that you need in case something goes down. That way you don't have to actually have the laptop physically there. I don't see why you wouldn't, because it's a mobile device, but still. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of cool. I would say this is kind of nichey, but it's a nifty little keychain. I would really like to see them integrate some type of security into this. Just changing the colors on the keyboard, it's cool, it's unique, but the security thing would be really neat. Just put a TPIM sensor in there and make sure the laptop doesn't authorize you to do anything without this plugged in. I just think that that would be smarter than something that changes the color on your keyboard. So you didn't get to see it turned on. All right, guys, so when you hit the power button here, it makes a really nifty, cool sound. Of course, you got the chroma key stuff. If you take this out, put it back in, it should fly across the keyboard. It's not going to do that till you're in Windows. Makes some cool, nifty sounds. I want to go over now, let's go over what's inside, guys. So, as you can see, we have this awesome ASUS laptop. It is costly, but I needed something for when I was on the move or at my girl's house to edit on. So I picked this beast of a laptop up. It has done nothing but made me happy. This is a 17.3-inch display. It's a pretty stout display. I mean, it has a little wiggle room in it. I would say that it's not super. I've seen some laptops that are nicer, but it's not flimsy where it feels like you're going to snap it off. So this display is a 1920 by 1080, 300 megahertz, 3 millisecond response time IPS LCD. Yes, that is one Badmamjama screen. This thing is smoking hot. So you may be asking, why would you need such a crazy monitor? Well, if you want to do some crazy gaming on your crazy laptop, you got a crazy cool monitor to go with it. It also is paired with an RTX 2080 Super, which is super. You're not going to have any problems throwing any type of games you can think of on high, medium, and ultra at this thing. It is going to crank it out. It's going to spit out the FPS at you and not have any problems with it. They really did a nice job pairing this with the RTX 2080 Super. Also has an Intel 10th Gen i9-10980HK 8-core 16 threads. Its base clock is a little low, for me it's 2.4, but it does boost to 5.3 on the higher end. Some people have to do some millivolt, undervoltaging the processor because it runs a little bit hot, but this is not in the purview of the video. I'll explain that when we get into the upgrade video, which will be the one after this. So this does come stock with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 megahertz RAM, which we will be upgrading soon, so stick around and you'll see that video. It also has an Intel 512 gigabyte NVMe and a total of 3 NVMe M.2 slots. Pretty awesome. I love it because I filled all those NVMe slots with 1 terabyte SSDs and I use that for my editing. We talked about the ports on the outside, so we don't really have to go over them. The rear is a 10-1000 Ethernet Plus port and does have the 280 watt power supply import on the side. It is a 66 watt hour battery that is 4-cell Li-ion 4S1P, I think is the number. Don't quote me on that, I didn't write it down. The audio port on here is headphones only. You might be able to go into the audio thing and turn it into a mic port. I haven't looked into it, so don't quote me on it. The laptop does feel pretty sturdy. It's not super heavy, but not super light. If you look on the rear for the fans and stuff like that, it does have intakes right here. There are two 4.2 watt AMP speaker technologies up front, and it does boast Wi-Fi 6 with Gig Plus 802.11ax compatibility. There is a Bluetooth 5.0 antenna on here as well. One really cool thing ASUS did do to this laptop to try to improve cooling was to add something called liquid metal. I talked a little bit about that at the beginning. Now, I know that people in the OC realm love to use this stuff. It's not really caught on in the enthusiast realm unless you change your thermal paste every 2 to 3 months because it can be corrosive to metals. It's gallium. It'll eat copper. It'll eat tin. It'll eat aluminum. So all those metals they like to use for heat sinks, it eats them. So I don't know how it's going to fare. Other people do have videos out on it, and 5 months, 6 months down the road. I know this is a little bit on the newer side for ASUS's dropping this, because I was looking at trying to get the latest and greatest for editing, and then they decided to drop the 30 series RTX laptops, and now I'm like, you can't keep up with technology sometimes, but still, this thing is a gaming and editing killer. This will do it. The liquid metal stuff, I don't know if I'm going to replace it. It does come with the 1-year accidental warranty and 1-year other warranty that covers everything else, but I would expect the heat sinks to go after about 1 year with that gallium on there if it is a problem. If I find that it is corrosive and it is eating the crap out of my heat sinks, I will be replacing it with some normal thermal paste, just for my longevity. Now, you could think about it this way: how long are you going to have this laptop, and how long are you going to game on it for? If you really think you get down to brass tacks, technology usually lasts 2 to 5 years, and if it's eating away at them heat sinks, 5 years is probably about how long it's going to last before it's totally annihilated. Some people say that you can add more liquid metal and the cooling gets even better, but it's like, how? I don't know. I feel like smooth surfaces usually work better than rough surfaces for transferring heat. But hey, I'm not a scientist. I don't work in material sciences, so what the hell do I know? One thing I will say is that this is one Badmamjama laptop and has rocked out 2 4K multicam videos with 5 to 7 4K cameras each in Adobe Pro. No problem. If you would like to know more about this, please comment down below, and I'll talk about it, maybe make a video if I get enough interest. I do plan to make an upgrade video doing the M.2s and memory in this Badmamjama. Thanks for watching, guys. I give this 1 thumbs up with the tech nitwit of approval. I'm sorry, ASUS, you just can't get 2. The liquid metal thing I mean, it just is something that I probably wouldn't have done on a laptop. I know you're trying to get that cooling, but yeah. So it's only 1 thumbs up. That's the review of this Badmamjama. Maybe it'll get more after I game and do some benchmarks on it. But until then, guys, stick with me. And this was a Tech Nitwit Productions and a Tech Nitwit video. And thanks for watching, y'all.